That is absolutely fucking disgraceful that you come to this video looking like that. I know there's not a dress code for,
Come
watching a
on, man.
podcast, watching a YouTube video.
Come on.
But coming
I'm
here,
just trying to be comfy.
just
You
just
know I
come,
like to walk around the
but
house in just nothing but my adult
but the
diapers.
fact that
Come
you
on,
would
man.
come to this video, click on it, and come looking like that, disgraceful. Get a haircut. Um,
For real.
on God, I can't be talking though. I actually need a haircut. I need a,
Honestly, same.
I honestly need like
I
a
really do.
well, actually probably more like a trim, not like a full on cut. But I'm thinking about it
Get a
honestly though.
get a fade. Get a fade.
A fade.
But just like on the fronts, you're just fade in your hairlines from the forward back.
So what I'm
Just to
gonna
make it look like a
so here's what I'm gonna do.
terrible.
I'm gonna like shave my head down, so it's like really short hair, and then I'm going to like draw a little Among Us all over my hair.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, bro. I
Dude,
love it.
honestly,
That would be such a beautiful
dude, I
look.
would be balling. I'd be like Kramer from Seinfeld with that jacket, just getting mad fucking puss.
Kramer from Seinfeld. What a reference.
Dude, I've been watching Seinfeld galore recently.
The Lauren Seinfeld.
Dude,
Oh yeah, it's my
honestly,
favorite.
like it's such a I don't know. I watched it and then I went to like season 3. I stopped for like a month and then I've been into it like the past it's October, so technically like the past 2, 3-ish weeks, and it's really fucking funny.
It does look like fun. I haven't honestly watched Seinfeld ever, but it
Dude,
does
you
look like
should
a
you
funny
should give it
show.
a try. I got into it because of Gabe, and he recommended it to me. Honestly,
Huh.
I'm just thinking about it. He's recommended me a lot of shit that I've liked. I actually don't know if I would have gotten into Stranger Things as soon as I did if he didn't make me watch it.
If you didn't guilt us into it at first.
On God,
You wanna know what's funny though?
what?
I was the one that made him watch it at first, actually.
Oh
So it was at our house,
shit!
and I remember because I was complaining, and I was like, "Dude, you got to see this." And it was when like the first season came out, and I'd already seen it like 3 times, like the first couple episodes, because I'd
Hmm.
started it with my girlfriend, then I'd started it with my brother, and then I think I started with my dad too. So then I was like, you know what, fine, Gabe, let me show you this
Let
really
me
good
show you what
show.
it's
We started
about.
watching it, and then he like honestly his interest in it has surpassed mine.
Honestly, because he's got that huge Lego set now. Jealous of it though, because it's
I
fucking
think
nice.
Scully has it too.
Dude, honestly, hold up. Speaking of Lego sets, there's so many good ones out. I went to Texas this week. I went to go see Fall Out Boy. Not Fall Out Boy, fucking My Chemical Romance.
MCR.
MCR. Fuck.
No, I went to.
But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I went there, and before we went to a mall when we got there, and they had like a Lego store in it. And I was like, oh my god, we gotta go to the Lego store. Let's go. And so we did. And dude, my wallet was crying. It said, "Please,
Honestly,
please don't." I had to listen to him because
I
I
get
had
that.
like ten
It's like,
dollars in my
ugh.
fucking bank account.
That's what credit cards are for. Going into debt,
On
baby.
fucking god, you get into debt because like they had the Atari Lego set. Like, oh my god, I'd so want that. BD1, Star Wars.
That one looks sick as
Yeah,
hell.
that one's fucking sick. And then there's just a bunch of like cool Lego ideas ones. Like even though I'm not like super into them, I'm just like, oh man, that would be a cool like display piece in my house, you know? Like what you call it? The lighthouse one, fucking cool as shit.
That new one came out. Looks sick
Hmm.
as hell. Honestly, I haven't even played the Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever, or Forbidden West, but
Yeah,
the Lego set looks so
it
beautiful.
does. It looks so fucking cool. And I have the game, actually sitting right next to me right here. And I
Is it
haven't.
good?
I played the first hour of it. I had fun, and then I stopped playing it for some reason. For some fucking reason. I don't know.
That sounds like that's a good segue into our first topic
Oh,
about when you find something good, but you just don't want to start it or continue it. Kind of
oh,
like
you're
TV
like
shows.
TV. Oh my god, you're such a good segue, man. That's why you're the co-host. That's why you're here.
Why?
That's why we
Thank
keep
you.
you around. Oh my
Oh,
god.
why?
So
Thank you.
so TV
That
shows.
that and the indentured servitude.
Yeah, that and like you basically do everything I want you to do. Get your back to
Yeah.
work. But like what you were saying. One of the things I wanted to talk about was I've been thinking about this a lot where because of the new Cyberpunk show that came out
Hmm.
and I haven't watched it yet. Even though I know I probably am going to like it and it's very readily available to me that I watch Netflix on because I watch TV actually this week pretty much every day. When I'm on my 15,
Seinfeld.
when I watch Seinfeld, I basically watch it when I get home or if I'm on my lunch break or if I'm on my 15-minute break and I got no one to talk to. But like it's so
Yeah,
difficult to start a show, and
it really is.
it's difficult because it's that level of it's that level of like comfort that people are used to. They're like when they watch a show that they know, because I've noticed this. A lot of
Hmm.
people will watch a show, they'll like it, and then they'll put it on repeat, and they won't even watch it. They'll have it like on in the background.
Background, like it's their comfort
Yeah,
noise
like my mother watches that show Supernatural a fucking
all the
lot.
time.
Like she watches it like every other month, like from beginning to end. But she doesn't really watch the show. She just kind of has it on in the background while she does other things, and it's like, oh, I think this might be why people are so I feel like this is also a thing that started. Well, not started, but it became more prevalent when streaming became the mainstream.
It really did.
Because
Because I know
now,
like people used to have like cable just on in the background. Like I know like my family I live with, they the parents they love just have something in the background as like almost white noise, just something to not really focus on, but like in the background. But
yeah,
with streaming, oh, it's very popular
yeah,
now.
because the same thing with the binge watching thing too. So like, I remember back in the day when we had cable and I wanted to watch something, and the thing that I wanted to watch wasn't on yet. I just like
Hmm.
watch a bunch of other things in the meantime, and then I would discover things that I liked, like Gravity
You're like,
Falls was
huh?
one of them.
Yeah, you're just like, oh,
I
I didn't even like. It's not that you didn't think it would be good. You just didn't even know it was a
exactly
thing.
waiting for my current episode of Kick Butowski, the classic Disney XD show. Uh, and then Gravity Falls came along, and it was kind of mid, honestly.
Oh, extremely mid.
Honestly, kind of mid, not based.
Honestly, I think two of the reasons why, or not two of the reasons, I guess, but some of the reasons why it's hard is because, at least for me, I hate when I see something that looks interesting and then it doesn't live up to those
That's
expectations.
true. That's
That
true.
like you see a show, you get like a glimpse, like if you watch Community, Community is good from the beginning to the end, but midway through it, or not midway through, I guess season 4, so they have
Yeah,
the main cast. A couple of characters get swapped out. Childish Gambino, or AKA Donald Glover, the legend, and the
the man, the
character
myth.
Pierce Hawthorne, who's the crotchety old, like super regressive, grumpy old racist slash sexist guy. He's like the butt of a lot of jokes. So
Dang.
he clashed with the producer of the show. They didn't get along because the guy that played Pierce did not like playing that character, you know. And Childish Gambino, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his mental health was he was really struggling, whatever, and some other stuff came around. So long story, they left, and the show's still good without them. But afterwards, it's you always feel that hollow spot
It's
where they
that.
used to fill.
You know what it's like?
What?
I don't specifically remember what season of it, but The
Hmm.
Office, when uh,
Michael
yeah, when
leaves.
Michael leaves. Like
Yeah,
there's
and
two different types of Office fans. There's those that watch up to when he leaves, and those who watch the rest of the show.
yeah, that is true.
That is the thing.
Honestly, I like both, but that's because I have family members that love it so much that like I watched it and was able to just kind of stick it out. And it does have a satisfying ending, unlike
True, true.
Community's ending is trash.
Honestly, I won't. I can't even commentate on that because I didn't even watch the entirety of Community yet. I've watched up to season 4 where he left, and then I haven't picked it up since. I'll be honest. I'll be for real.
Have you watched Breaking Bad by chance?
Yes. Why? Perhaps I am currently in the midst of
Have you
season 3.
seen? Okay, have you met the character Mike in it?
Yeah.
He is one of the characters in not. I don't know why I was gonna say Gravity Falls. He plays one of the characters, later professor in Community, and he's a great character. He's so funny because honestly, he feels like if you were to imagine what Mike would be as a college professor, that's exactly how he is. He's this really gruff, old, grumpy man who's like he's just kind of tired of it all. I think he's like a former forensic police officer or something. So like he acts like he's seen a lot of shit, and he's
Yeah.
hilarious. And he's a great character, and they have a lot of other good characters that come on, but you're missing that
Dude, I
core
also
piece. You're like Troy's not there, and Troy, Donald Glover's like just
exactly Troy.
he really
Troy is, I feel like, a lot of people's favorite characters, and that's the reason why when Troy left.
it's
Yeah.
him and Abed.
Yeah.
Their dynamic together is just so amazing.
Exactly. They just have such a not wholesome, but what word would be the great would be
Chemistry.
they have great chemistry. I guess that's the way to put
I
it.
know even before you watched the show, you and Gabe really like admired their friendship, or whatever, liked
Yeah,
it.
you see it through like those Facebook clips back in the day when that's when
Yeah,
you figured it. When this,
I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch a lot of those, man. Some of them were entertaining.
I
Like just
occasionally
you get in a
when
I
I
would
go on
get in a loop
Facebook.
where I'd be going through memes, and then I would start seeing those, and I would just start watching a bunch. That's how I found out about Community. In fact,
Dude,
and I was like, "Oh, this looks like an interesting show."
I remember when you told me that Facebook had good memes and I didn't believe you. And I felt like I got on there and they had good shit for like just a moment and then they all got fucking wiped.
The thing, but one of the reasons I got off Facebook because I used to have it is because Facebook had honestly, and this is a very polarizing opinion. I think Facebook had better communities and memes on a lot of times than Reddit even did.
Mhm.
As a person that's been on Reddit since like 2015, the thing is they're just very hard to find. You have to
Well,
get into
to be
these
honest.
super niche groups. And the other thing I found on Facebook is I remember I think I told you the story about that Warhammer group I ended up leaving.
Yeah.
Like and they literally the dudes turned out I thought they were like I thought it was memes and it turned out these guys are just actually like
They're
racist
actually
assholes. And I was
just
like, oh
terrible
shit, like
people.
these guys aren't posting memes. I was like, why are they posting these really offensive like jokes like this? It's not that funny. Like, and I was like, oh my god, they're not a meme group. They're a
They're
hate group. And I was like, I. But yeah, with all the Facebook, there was
you're
so
one
much
of
like,
them folk, aren't you?
yeah, I was like, oh god. But yeah, the Facebook. Honestly, I think they had some good shit, but there is a lot of like really edgy and obscure shit and it just was like
Too
this is not the kind of stuff I honestly not only do I not want to be like oh go look Johnny's a part of this group but it
yeah.
just was not
That'd be fucking
it was
terrible.
not a good influence on me honestly it
You
really wasn't.
you know honestly though, Reddit memes to be honest to
Mid.
me are like kind of mid because like you go on there and it's like wouldn't it be funny if you grabbed like a fucking baby and you grabbed like a puppy and a kitten and you bash them against a rock together and they splat blood and it's like sure yeah I
People on
guess.
Reddit like Reddit's always I remember they used to always cry about people are stealing our memes and like and then they kill our memes and like dude like I have never seen someone kill a meme as fast as Reddit has.
Dude, they
They
killed
would
what's that meme?
abuse the
Fucking
shit out of them. The
the
moth meme,
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce, the moth meme. There's a ton of memes, but like honestly, I used to be in a couple of those meme groups, and like I don't even think I ever had enough karma to post much in them. At least the big ones. But like they would abuse these memes, and then they would cry, Instagram, they ruined the moth meme, and I'd be like, my guy, I have my thing. It didn't matter if you set it to most recent or by popular. No matter how you sorted your feed, it was all just the same meme for like until it wasn't relevant anymore.
You know
So you
what?
guys can't be complaining if you guys are the ones killing the memes.
Dude, you know what's
Don't get
interesting?
me wrong. There's plenty of cringe memes, but like, goddamn, man, they've ruined it.
You know what's interesting about meme culture?
Hmm.
You know what the fastest dying meme was to me?
What?
The Will Smith slap.
That wasn't even that funny to begin with. Like,
That was the thing.
okay.
It wasn't super funny. Like it was like, "Oh my god, that happened." And then like I went on Twitter and it was like the first thing I saw. I was like, "Huh, that's pretty funny." And then I saw it a second time like when I scrolled down, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." And then I scrolled down, I was like, "Okay, that's whatever." And then I scrolled down, I was like, "Oh my fucking god, is it just this?"
It's all people would joke around. It's like, all right, like, I don't know. I didn't think it was that funny of all the memes. Like, there's plenty of like dumb memes I've seen, but like, yeah, I did not think it was that funny when it came out. It was more just like, wow.
I can't be judging too hard though because I also thought Ugandan Knuckles was the funniest shit back in the day.
That's the truth. I really, and I still think that's pretty funny.
I still think it's
It
pretty
like
funny.
in a dumb way. Like, and I know it's dumb, but it's like, oh, I remember that. That was funny. That was funny. You know, I still have a couple memes like that.
Honestly though, sometimes I do like just keep old memes from like just like the archive and then I'll
Same.
look back at them years later and I'll be like either that wasn't funny but it's, nostalgic or that's still kind of funny.
For
I have
real.
the fucking Blue Lobster one archived because I still
I
think it's
love that.
funny.
Like it's dumb, but that's what makes it funny. It's like, and I think honestly, it's kind of like it's kind of like double standard. It's kind of a double standard of us to like say, oh, this meme is cringe, but this one, which is just as cringe, is funny. But I don't know. I think it's also opinion based.
No, this is objective fact. Blue Lobster is fucking hilarious. And if you don't find it funny, you fucking cringe.
For real, obviously, it's an
On
objective fact
God,
of reality.
we are the objective fact here. We at the Side of Sauce podcast are not opinions. We are facts, and we will
We're
stand
not
by it.
opinion makers. We are fact tellers.
We are
Yeah,
fact tellers.
exactly.
I am not a story regaler. I'm not an opinion man. I am pure facts.
I'm a truth teller.
I'm the one who tells the truth.
I am the one.
Skylar,
who's a fact
I am the
checker.
one who tells
Look,
the truth.
I am the one who is a fact checker. I am the facts.
I am the facts. Bro, I gotta. Speaking of Breaking Bad,
Oh, sorry.
speaking of Breaking
Yeah.
Bad, I gotta thank you for introducing me to Breaking Bad because this show is fucking. It's really good. It's really fucking amazing. I'm in the midst of
Better
season
than it
3.
has any right to be.
It's
It's
yeah,
one of those few shows that lived up to the hype.
exactly.
Like people, I remember back in the like a long time ago, I had a pen pal, and he told me a long time ago like you should watch Breaking Bad. It's really good. And I remember looking at the synopsis, I was like, oh, teacher that goes kind of edgy and becomes a bad guy and still struggles. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's not even an interesting story. It's just kind of pointless. And I wrote it off. And
Mhm.
then finally I decided to watch it, and like me and my dad watched it together, and we got instantly like, wow, this is interesting. And my dad was like, this doesn't look that interesting. I don't really want to watch it. And psych, it was
So,
pretty ballin'.
dude, honestly, I think I was starting to get into it because of like the memes, and I was like, and I like what's Gus. I really like that actor.
Gustavo, oh, Juan Carlo Esposito, dude, he is amazing.
He
He
is.
voices what in the so honestly, when you watch Edge Runner, back to the main topic, he voices one of the main characters in it.
Oh, he does.
Juan Carlo Esposito. He voices well, not a main character. I'm sorry, I misspoke. He voices a main side character, and he is great. Like the voice cast for the English one is it's fine, honestly. Okay. It's really it's better than the English one because if I'm not mistaken, like the cast they have for a lot of the people are the same cast members they have to voice them in the game.
Oh,
So
okay.
because there's only some people that show up. It is a separate story. It's kind of like a Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It's not based off the game. It's in the same universe, you know, and
Mhm.
it has some characters show up here and there, but everyone that does and the things that are mentioned, they're all by or most of them are by the original voice
This
actors.
has me
So I think it's
thinking.
pretty cool.
So, not a topic I plan to talk about, but there's
Mhm.
something I've been thinking about now that we're on the topic of Cyberpunk. When this show came out and I went on Twitter, I saw a lot of people praising the show and being like, "Yeah, this makes me want to go play Cyberpunk again." And they'd be like, "Oh my god, this game is amazing." But then in the
Mhm.
replies to those kind of comments, you would see things like talking about how shit the game was on launch and how it didn't work and how buggy it was, how they intentionally put flashing lights in there with no seizure warnings.
That's terrible
That is
sounding.
fucking terrible. Because like yeah, it is fucking terrible. Because I think one reviewer actually like did get the seizure and like fucking went to the
Oh
hospital.
God.
But like, it makes me think because I know you played Destiny too, and I know that wasn't like a cluster. It wasn't the same kind of clusterfuck that like
It
fucking
not
Cyberpunk
the
was at
same way,
launch.
but it was at launch. Yes,
At launch,
both games, 1 and 2.
how do you feel about like games that launch in a shitty way, but then over time become good? I have mixed feelings
Pretty
about it.
positive. Honestly, so like Cyberpunk, you all heard it, about the everybody knows about that,
Everybody knows
and
what
you in
clusterfuck.
fact you got it for PS4 because they promised PS4 and it didn't run for you.
I
But
know.
honestly, my biggest complaint for Cyberpunk's launch is that they shouldn't have launched it on the old consoles.
Yeah,
That's the real issue. And honestly, I don't know if there are any reasons they couldn't. They probably couldn't just
they,
back out and say, yeah, guys, psych, we're not
I'm
releasing
pretty
anymore. But
sure. I'm pretty sure they couldn't be like, "Hey guys, the main market that most casual players are gonna be can't cater to you. Sorry, get a PlayStation 5 somehow, get an Xbox somehow." Back in
somehow,
yeah, back in when like those consoles just weren't available, and I know that game actually even at the beginning, like at launch, it actually ran pretty well on PC. But the problem with
that's the
PC
thing.
is that's for like elite gamers like us
Well,
who
yeah, that's the thing. It ran relatively well. It was not a great running game on my PC. Like for instance, I have or had a gaming laptop, and it's not a fancy new one. It's just a relatively decent one, and it could not run on that. However, it ran on my desktop,
yeah
which I just around that same time got, and there were plenty of bugs and glitches, and I had the graphics down a little bit, but it did run smooth enough. It was
yeah
okay. That was like so it's not that it was like unplayable because I beat the whole game. I put 150 hours in the first
dang
week or two. Yeah, I
honestly
know. Like I played that when it came out,
I have a whole fucking
and
catalog of games over here that I need to finish. Cyberpunk is one of them.
but same in the same boat as that. Yeah, like Destiny 1 and 2, they both come out. They both came out, and they didn't have as much content as people were hyped for. Destiny 1 was in production for about 7 years, from what I've heard, and like
Yeah,
they had teasers back in a Halo ODST, like on the wall. It just says Destiny, and it showed the Traveler, the giant circle thing that everybody who plays the game religiously knows about,
exactly.
and like, wow, cool, cool. Well, yeah,
That was honestly
and
one of my reasons actually I didn't get into Destiny 2 because like I feel very mixed when it comes to like supporting games that like launched really shittily and then become good because it's like to me personally, I think a game should at least be good when it releases. You know, it should function at least. It should have the shit that they
Hmm.
promised. And when a game doesn't deliver on that front, but then delivers it in like 2 years or like a year later, I don't think. I know it's not the developer's fault, but you shouldn't reward that kind of business practice. That's just me. I know literally it doesn't
I get
matter,
that, yeah.
but like that's just how I
No,
feel.
it does. It absolutely does. It does matter to an extent. I think it is. It's a flaw. It's a huge flaw, and it's become a very easy thing to do. Because I heard someone explain to me once. It was like, back in the day with games, you could just release them. When you release them, you had to make sure it was ready to play and there were no flaws. Nowadays, you can release a game, and even if it's not perfect, you can still send it out and then just slowly patch it over time.
Mm-hmm. Because that's
But yeah, like they both were missing a lot of content. Destiny 1 more than 2. I remember I pre-ordered Destiny 1 back in
Mhm.
2014, and I was so hyped. I got the game, I got brought it home, and I was like little young me, and I was like, oh shit, I have to have an Xbox Live account. So got an Xbox Live account, got on the game, and realized there was like literally nothing to do in the game, and I was like, bro, this is trash. And I didn't touch it again
Mm-hmm.
for about like 3 years, and then I saw it was like $15 for the collection of Destiny 1 all on Xbox 360. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. And then it was mind-blowingly good. The same kind of thing happened with Destiny 2. The difference is, right after Destiny 2 came out, they left Bungie left Activision. So because I don't know if you know this, but the Destiny 1 and the beginning of Destiny 2 were both partially done by Bungie at the
Yeah.
time, owned by Microsoft, but also with Activision.
Mhm.
That's why some of the game mechanics or the gunplay mechanics are actually pretty decent in my opinion. It's like Halo's fun, but not all the gun stuff's the best. Some of it's kind of clunky or like weird
Understandable.
feeling.
Uh,
But
Speaking of Halo, actually,
yeah.
because I just thought
Hmm.
about this, because we were talking about games that like kind of launched shittily, and have you played Halo Infinite yet?
I have not actually.
I
I have played it, but I have not. I don't have it installed.
I
I played it on our friend Gabe's computer, and I have it like the multiplayer purchased, which is
mhm.
quote unquote free, but I haven't played it.
I do have Halo Infinite, and I've been playing through the campaign. I've been trying to get back into it. It is really fun. It is like at its core design, I think it's really fun gameplay. But it amazes me how many like core elements of the Halo series
Just missing
are just missing. Like they promised co-op split screen for
split
the
screen co
campaign, and then just like I think like 2 weeks ago they
2 weeks
just
ago.
yeah, like
They
they announced that
confirmed it's canned.
they canceled it. Like they weren't going to do it, but players have found out a way to hack in and like the hack it in. Like not even from like mods, like from the source code itself.
Dude, if you had told me that you'd be able to do this, like, I know hacking's always been a thing. Where do you think stuff's made is through code. You use code to break stuff. But if
Mhm.
you had told me like 20 years ago you'd be able to do all those crazy stuff with games, like as a kid, I would not have believed you.
What do you mean you can tell me that you can put Goku in Super Smash Brothers by
For
myself?
real. But not to be the segue god, but that does perfectly segue into the next topic.
Goku?
No, not Goku. Dumb childhood beliefs.
Dumb childhood belief. You're right. So speaking of which, so I went to the concert, My Chemical Romance concert,
Hmm.
and when I got there, I had a headache. Because I looked around because I didn't have caffeine for 2 days. I have a severe caffeine addiction, unfortunately, and I looked up
Oh,
at
I
the
feel ya.
stands to look at like the names of like the artists and the bands that were coming later
Hmm.
to that fucking place, and I looked up
Hmm.
and I looked around and I felt lightheaded and I felt like I was about to pass out. I was like, I need to go get a fucking Mountain Dew right now,
He
or
need
I'm gonna
his
die.
lean, yeah.
I need my lean.
Nicotine addicts be like when they have to breathe real air for once.
No.
No.
So, yeah, I went and got it, and I fucking hate that when I drank the whole bottle, I felt better.
Amazing. You're like, damn.
But that made me
It-
think.
It's
Yeah, it's fucking sad. But like, what it made me think of was when I was a little kid, and I had a headache. What I thought it was that it was your brain getting too big for your skull, and then your skull having to slowly grow to fit the size of your new brain.
that's hilarious.
It is kind of funny.
I think technically that is somewhat true because I think it's your brain swelling. That's what
Yeah, I'm
causes
pretty sure it's
headaches. I
like your
think there's some
brain
types.
swelling against your skull, and then yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it does not want. I'm fucking trying to burp, and it's not wanting to come out. Oh my
I
god,
hate that.
I look like I'm
But you
fucking
were saying
sucking
about
off a ghost right now.
I'm sorry, Casper. You,
But it also made me think about like how people get headaches from not
Mhm.
drinking water, you know?
Bruh.
Dude,
Imagine not enjoying actual water.
I don't understand people who quote unquote don't like water. What does that even mean?
Like, I get if you don't like boiling hot water poured down your throat. You know, I get if you don't like being waterboarded.
I
But how
get,
do you not enjoy drinking literal water? Like
I
the
understand if you don't
best
like
drink there is.
I understand if you don't like boiling scalding hot water poured into your pure eyes opened. But like water in itself is like essential for human life. How do you not like it?
Type of dude that
Do,
imagine going running and doing a workout. Do your thing, and then you get your refreshing Coca-Cola, which, as you know, I'm a Coca-Cola addict.
yeah.
Speaking of caffeine addicts, I love Coca-Cola. That is my objectively my favorite drink
They
besides
probably
water,
still got a little
probably.
bit of Coke left in it.
I wish. No, but for real, like, I'm like when I'm like drenched, like from sweating outside and I'm thirsty. I'm like, oh man, or I've done something vigorous. I do not want a soda to refresh myself. Like, it's great, but that's the kind of thing you eat with dinner or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
this is stuff you eat with
it's
dinner. But
it's not gonna refresh you the same way
I
like water
remember
will.
specifically on camping on like a hiking trip we went on that like
Oh
there
no,
was specific kids who didn't like to drink water and
they'd
they
only drink the lemonade and Gatorade.
yeah and they would drink fucking I think it was literally just Gatorade. Maybe there was some lemonade, but yeah, and I'm like,
Brother,
what do
like
you
why?
mean? How are you living? How
And
are you
they're the
walking?
same people that also say it's not sweet enough. You're like, brother, you
My
put like
brother,
6 scoops in your Nalgene. How is that
my
not sweet
brother
enough?
in Christ, there is more sugar than water in there.
Honestly, it's a solid now. What do you mean it's not sweet enough?
My brother in Christ, you are literally just drinking sugar with just a drop of water. Dude,
Dude, I remember like when I was little, like anytime I'd watch a documentary, they would scare the life out of me. So like I remember seeing just like this teaser for something, I can't remember what it had to do with, but they talked about like basically, like the Earth possibility of like running out of water,
yeah.
and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh no,
Dude.
we could run out of water at any minute and die. The whole world would end. And same with like this documentary I saw about like the end of bees. What would happen if we didn't have bees to pollinate us? And I know there's like a whole bunch of like problems with the like bee population and stuff, but like that stuff scared the life out of me.
You unlocked a memory within inside of me. Like I am just now thinking about how when I was a kid and I was learning about global warming for the first time and like,
Oh
water and all
yes.
that stuff and like water conservation, what I
Yeah.
thought it was like literally the world would be drained of water. Like there would be no water left on the earth.
Just makes sense. I
It
mean,
made
that's
sense
what
in my
you're told
mind
as a
because
kid.
I was like
You're told that you're told we're running out of water, or you're told like the Earth's heating up. You just think, shit, in the next 5 years the world's gonna be on fire and melt.
there's gonna be no water left. What do you mean? How are we supposed to drink everything?
Remember when you first heard about the sun's gonna explode 10 trillion years from now, and it like just scarred you for life as a kid? You're like, oh no, the sun's gonna explode in 3 trillion years.
I keep
What'll I do?
I keep seeing those memes of me when I figure out the fucking sun's gonna explode in 7 trillion years, and it's just the man crying.
Dude, it literally it brought me to that kind of stuff. Like I think I mentioned,
When I
but
think
I suffer
of
from anxiety and stuff.
so
But I genuinely was brought to tears by that as a kid. Like that scared me so much.
so
I just thought of everything and everyone I love just dying from the sun exploding.
from the
That
fucking
shit
sun
scared
exploding.
me.
If you all live to 7 trillion and 1 years old,
No, please.
please. So what I'm thinking is, um, I'm gonna try to remember each one, but the fucking what was okay? The thing that scared me about the documentary thing that
Mhm.
scared me. I remember watching a documentary about rats when I was a kid. And one of the
Mhm.
segments on there was about like New York City and how they had like bad rats in the sewers.
Aggressive rats. Yeah.
Yeah. And they reported on a man who got his balls bitten.
Hey yo, the sussiest rat of them all.
And then
Not that I'm judging, but
they showed an
still.
experiment of like a rat trying to swim through the toilet and they showed that it was so effortless. I was scarred to sit on the toilet.
Dude, I was scared about snakes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that makes
dude.
more sense. The snakes jumping out of the fucking seat, biting your nuts, and
Dude, like obviously that is exactly what, like if I was a
you
snake, that
gotta
would be my number
amputate
one
your
priority
nuts.
and goal. Like, but it scared me. I remember there was yeah, dude. There was so many dumb things I believed as a kid. That episode, like when I was little, I watched an episode of Magic School Bus, and it's the one where Arnold ate nothing but his favorite they're basically Cheetos, but they're called like Cheesy Wheezies or something. And
Cheesy
it turned
Wheezy.
they're called like Cheesy Wheezy, yeah, some goofy name like that. And it turned his skin literally orange. And I was terrified that if I ate too many cheese puffs, it would turn my skin like bright colored orangey yellow, like the color of like a Cheeto.
I'm gonna call my
I was
penis
like,
the
oh
Cheesy Wheezy.
bruh. The Cheesy Wheezies. Yeah, please do not.
Yeah, I'll get
My
so
real
many
question
bitches.
is, why are you telling me what you're gonna call it?
Well, what? Isn't it obvious?
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yes.
I gotta let
The
everyone know
homies.
the name. So in case I'm like, oh, little Cheesy Wheezy,
I'm calling mine Little Chef, yeah.
little chef. He's cooking up in the kitchen right now.
What's cooking, Little Chef?
What's cooking, little chef?
But
Bro.
back on track, what were some other topics we had to talk about?
Oh my fucking. Oh, the concert.
Yes, oh, so I remember exactly what we were going to talk about. Yeah, so tell me the concert story. What
Okay,
is the
so,
most
like-
memorable thing you remember about the concert?
I went in the pit, right? So,
Mhm.
the pit is really cool. I actually like it a lot, but I think I would like there's like seats before the pits, like behind them.
Yeah.
I think if I were to go to a concert, I think those are the most preferable seats, honestly.
I like those too. Some of my favorite shows I've been to have been like just like little local bars. There's a couple in Greensboro, man, that I love to go to. For instance, one is called, I believe, the Blind Tiger.
Mhm.
And tons of relatively decent sized artists just come through all the time and they'll just go there. So like I saw, the musician Grandson around there. I
Ooh.
saw Ghost Town, like
Okay.
the Ghost Town. I got and everything, like all sorts of cool stuff there. And you're just in it, being in the pit is amazing, like especially when it's like a really invigorating slash like not intoxicating but like contagious like energy you feel like they're like it might be like heavy metal rock concert stuff.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's great, but my favorite experiences usually have been just sitting there at like a booth or whatever and just watching the musician I wanted to see really bad for the longest time and just enjoying their music.
Yeah, honestly. Like, so the most memorable thing, unfortunately, about the pit was
Oh no.
because me and the person I went with, we went to the pit, and then I was behind this midget, and I could call them
Oh
a midget.
god.
I can call them a midget because they were only up to my chest. And what are they gonna fucking do? Fight me?
Yeah, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fight.
You gotta,
Okay,
you
bet.
gotta get a certain height. There's a height requirement to fight me. What the fuck? Like, bro. So, like, they were literally just like in front of me the whole concert. That's not the problem. They decided to in the middle of the concert to like just continuously whip their hair back.
They were headbanging.
Yeah, like not headbanging. No, like they would whip their hair back almost. Like I feel like almost it was intentionally just to piss me off.
It must have been.
Must have been.
Honestly, if I had been them, I would have totally done it just to piss you off. I'm not gonna lie,
And it's
bro.
not like this is like like regular sized hair for this regular sized midget. This midget had like Rapunzel hair. So
Was it
like
nice hair though.
I don't fucking remember. I just remember her whipping me, and I was like, "Stop it!
I was gonna say, like look at the
Don't
bright
take that
side.
out
It
of
could've been,
context."
like greasy hair or whatever. Like could have been like, oh god.
Bro,
Some-
I
some-
was
some
I was
motherfucker's hair.
very close to like picking her up by like the neck and then scrunching her into like a little ball and then like kicking her on stage.
Hey yo.
Hey, it's a midget. What were they gonna do? You gonna slap me with your little hands, your little gremlin hands? Ooh. But yeah, man, like, and then like after the concert, I went to the bathroom because I really had
That's
to fucking
hilarious.
pee.
Okay.
And, you know the urinal code, right?
Yeah, everyone's supposed to know the urinal.
Every man
It's common sense, right?
is supposed to know the urinal code, and I'm speaking to you directly. You, the audience member. You need to know the code. If you don't know the code, I will explain it to you now.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say, so for anyone who doesn't
For
know,
for all the for all
just explain
the
it
two
for what-
females in the audience, the urinal code is so. Let's say hypothetically speaking, hypothetically of course, we have 3 urinals in front of me right now, and
Mhm.
these 3 urinals, I have to use the bathroom real bad. What urinal am I supposed to go to? I'm supposed to go
Probably
to
not the middle one.
not the middle
right?
one.
You
I'm
go to
sp-
the one on the
I'm
left or
supposed
right.
you got to go on the one on the far left or far right in case if another man wants to come and use the urinal. He goes on the opposite end from me, and we have at least one urinal space in between us. You know, this is standard procedure that I feel like every guy knows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed to. You would assume.
And I went to the bathroom. I went up to the urinals because I only had to pee, so I'm not gonna like go and hog the spaces in like the regular toilets for people who need
Yeah,
to
I
like
mean-
shit their heart out. You know. And then
Me every 5 minutes. I swear to
I
God,
swear to
bro.
fucking God, every time I eat like a fucking Taco Bell, you gotta shit my heart out. And then like so, there are about I want to say I think there was 5 or 6, something like that. And I go for the one, not on the far left, but like the one right
Mhm.
next to it. And there was no one else there, by the way. So I
Yeah.
used that one. Immediately, like maybe a second later, 2 guys come up on both sides of me.
Hey, yo,
And I'm like, do they not know? Is this not a
my
normal
brother.
thing that people know?
Are you okay?
Are you
Are you
alright?
sick?
Are you okay? Like, is there someone over there that you can't talk to? No, there was no one over there for the time being. And I was like, what the fuck? What? How? This is just a national service announcement that I have to tell you, everyone. Please, if you're in the men's urinals, ladies, please go to the fucking, not the ones next to us. Please. This is for everyone to know, just in case you don't know. I'm not gonna shame you for not knowing. You didn't know, doesn't know better.
Yeah.
I'm here to inform you, to enlighten you. I'm your teacher to this guide of life that we have.
I ain't gonna lie though, man. No one ever told me. I just kind of figured it out. It's like
Honestly, though,
I like
yeah,
I love my privacy. I'm a big support. I was gonna say opponent, but no, I'm a big supporter of
I'm
like
a big
personal
opponent in the
privacy.
bathroom.
Uh, fight brawling in this, yeah, fine.
Yo,
But like privacy is it a big thing?
penis
Like I just
lightsaber
don't want
fights.
someone looking at me weird. Like yeah,
A
like
big
just
opponent.
give people personal space, privacy. Like how can you not put two and two together?
Yeah, how can you not like understand this? I don't know. I
That's
I
ridiculous.
wonder if there's like a, maybe I have to ask people. I wonder if there's like a female version of this. You can't
I bet
shit.
there
You
has to
can't
be stuff.
shit next to the one next to me.
Well, there's probably just general, it's like the typical thing, like just you. There's certain things you I don't know, you just general common sense.
Yeah, there are. Like speaking of which, common sense things and piss come together to make a great story.
Ah, yes.
The great piss story. So let me
Oh
tell you. Let me
no.
inform you of
Let me
it
hear it.
of a little piss story. It sounds
Okay.
so fucking awful. So
Sounds wonderful.
sounds wonderful. It sounds tasty. When I was a young lad, 15 or 16ish, and I wanted my first job, I got a job at a summer camp, a Boy Scout summer camp. So at that there, you would be grouped up with usually the people that you work with in your not department, but you're in your area. So like how I was a part of the ecology staff, I got paired with in my cabin a bunch of ecology staff members. So we all had a cabin. So we all had our cabin, and there's 4 of us, two bunk beds, and I was on the top of one of them. This is important later. I was on the top.
Okay, yeah.
So one day, like a fucking huge hurricane, not hurricane, but like a huge storm came in, and it was fucking pouring rain. I have not seen this much water since I made your mom wet last night. I could barely get through that, but
Hey yo.
but no, okay, but I could barely bring myself to say that. But
As you should. I'm
but
crying over here, god damn it.
but I had to use the bathroom. My penis was about to burst
Hey yo.
with piss, and I just had to go. And I said, "All right, boys, listen up. I know some of us have to use the bathroom. I'm gonna make a deal with all of us. Take a water bottle that we have, an empty one, and just piss in the corner. Nobody look.
Yeah.
Everyone turn
No,
around.
nobody look, obviously, again, privacy,
Nobody take
God
a peek at my
forbid.
little willy, my little chef over here. All right, still growing. I'm sorry, but we all agreed to this, and I did it first, and I peed in the bottle, and then I threw it outside because that was also the deal. You had to, once you're done peeing in the bottle, throw it outside because nobody wants to deal with that. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then like not even like 30 minutes afterwards, one of the people runs outside.
Mhm.
No rain jacket, comes in soaked. This man is dripping with water. He is covered in it, and then he has something in his hands, the bottle,
What is it?
the piss bottle
The
that I
bottle?
pissed in, and he
The-
starts
the bottle.
the piss bottle with my piss in it, and he starts waving it around. He starts playing with it. He's like, "Look at him!" And he starts doing dumb shit with it. Don't really remember, but in the midst of
thinking
him
he's
playing
funny.
with it, he doesn't realize that he's loosening up the cap to this bottle. He doesn't realize it, but he's waving it around, and eventually, as he's waving it around, playing with it, loosening up
Mhm.
the cap, he decides it'd be neat to toss it towards me.
Oh no.
In my bed, I was in my bed at the time, by the way. So
I
he
think I know where
tosses
this
it
is going.
towards me, and the bottle, I tried to grab, my finger slipped, and it burst all over my fucking mattress. My bed
Oh
was covered
god.
in my piss. I didn't pee the bed, but it is covered in it.
Oh.
And everyone's hearts sunk to their asshole, and their jaws are dropped, and we're all staring at what just happened, and we're like, no fucking way.
No. No, 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 no,
I
no,
was
no.
livid. I was so mad. So
I would be a little upset.
so what we decided to do is, because we all had to live through this shit, is it's gross, it's disgusting. I would not recommend this to anyone. We just flipped the mattress over, and I
Oh
slept on
no.
the on the other side of the mattress.
Oh. Dude, I would have been like, I mean, dude, I would have wanted him to sleep. I'm like, this is your you
This is
did this to me,
You did
brother.
this to me.
You deserve.
Me. What did I do? I mean, I did something.
Like,
This is the guy that when he was at lunch, not lunch, when he was at dinner, I swapped his Confederate flag with a My Little Pony poster and like put it in my trunk. And then he came back, but I wasn't there, and he yelled at our other cabin mates where the fuck his flag was.
oh god. What
I mean,
flag was it?
it was a Confederate flag.
Ah, cringe,
Cringe,
cringe.
cringe, but it is what it is, I guess. You don't know any better. So, yeah, that's probably why he
So-
got back at me. But still, I flipped it over. By the way, this guy was sleeping underneath me, so I didn't have too much of a problem about it because man's underneath
God.
me. He's gonna have to be the one, if he's sleeping with his mouth open. He's gonna have to
If the
droplets
drip
of
is
piss.
too real,
If
if the drip is too real, he is
He's-
the one that suffers.
Oh god, motherfuckers dealing with my drip out here. Oh my fuck. That's fucking gross, but I think it's hilarious. But yeah, that's my little piss story.
That's hilarious.
But I would so fucking about My Chemical Romance. You went to go see them, right?
I did indeed.
Where did you see them at?
I saw them in Boston actually.
In Boston.
I flew up there to see because it was my sister actually got me the tickets for Christmas / birthday present.
Mm.
She got us pit tickets. So she got them back like in I think it was 2020 or whatever, like when they originally announced it, but they kept getting postponed because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a middle ground, like Boston between she's up north, I'm down south. So we met in the middle and we went and saw them together. It was amazing.
That sounds really cool. So
It was fun.
important question: what was Gerard Wade wearing?
He was wearing. Apparently, he'd been wearing like a bunch of different Halloween costumes each night or whatever.
Mhm.
And so like this night, he was just I don't. He had like an all white face paint on and stuff. He looked like he was almost like in like classic like mime or like. It was more just like corpse paint is what I would call it honestly.
Okay.
So it was all white on it and it was whatever. But he was also wearing a black leotard and I don't think he was aware of it, but he was wearing the smallest, tightest black leotard I had ever seen in my life. Like to the point where I was like, it's not even a fashion statement. It was
You were
a
essentially being
misguided
flashed in
gesture.
the audience.
Oh yeah, not essentially, my brother.
You were.
It was like a 3D show.
Oh my god.
So,
This is like This went from Nintendo 2DS to the 3DS when you flip the 3D mode on.
what was he wearing at your show?
At my show, he was wearing like this blue, what I can only describe as like a blue soccer mom dress.
Soccer mom? I was gonna say a maid outfit. Hey yo,
No, oh,
lucky boy.
lucky me! I get to see Gerard Way in
mean,
the maid outfit.
He was pretty
that
invigorating.
yeah.
It was a very good show.
Yeah. It was yeah. Despite me not being like I don't know how much you were into My Chemical Romance when they were like back in the day, but I actually wasn't.
A
super.
little bit. I was a little. At one point, I may or may not have based my entire personality around that.
As one
Neither
does.
here nor there.
As one does, it's lucky for you because you based your entire personality around My Chemical Romance. When I was probably that age, depending on what age you were, I was basing my entire personality around fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. So
I mean,
And I
no
still do,
offense,
actually,
but
to this day.
those are on like the same level field. Like basing your persona on one thing in particular is just as bad as anything else.
Honestly.
I mean, but no, dude, I when I first got obsessed with them, I didn't even realize they'd broken up. Like I genuinely did not. And then I remember I was just taking a dump one day and I was on Pinterest, just going through a thing, whatever, and I saw some fucking post about it, and I was like, "Hey yo," and I had to Google it. And I remember just sitting there like, oh my god. And the worst part is, it wasn't even that long after they'd broken up. It was a couple months
Damn.
after they'd broken up, and I was like, "Bruh,
Damn.
I'm a real big fool." But I was so disappointed.
My
So yeah,
favorite
when I saw they were
songs.
gonna do some more stuff, I was so hyped.
That's fucking nice though. I wasn't like super into them, but I did like
Mhm.
I have heard all of their like basically their most famous songs, and I've listened to their most
Yeah.
famous album. The three sweet, what is it called?
Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or
Yeah,
you talk. Their most
three
famous one is
three
by
sweet cheers
far
for
the Black
Sweet
Parade.
Revenge. That one. Oh, yeah, I guess the Black Parade is technically the most famous one, but I was thinking three sweet cheers for Sweet Revenge, or three
Or
sweet
Three
cheers
Cheers
for
for Sweet
Revenge.
Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that thing.
I fucking tongue twister. I don't know why. I'm like dumb. Don't mind me.
So what were you gonna say? Your favorite songs? What
My
were your favorite
favorite.
songs?
So, what are your favorite songs from them? I'm kind of
Uh,
basic.
I can't have one because like I
Yeah.
like a lot. I like Na Na Na, obviously. It's a classic as a banger.
Mm,
Um, I also like some of the more like I like like the more popular ones. Obviously, like of course everybody loves House of Wolves is amazing, and so is Welcome to the Black Parade, of course. But
yeah.
probably my favorite one is Vampires Will Never Hurt You, and they actually played that there. I was
Oh, they played that
ecstatic
one
for
for us
that.
too. Yeah.
I love that one. I just love the like the I don't, it's not even a breakdown. But, like when it starts when it starts like revving up the tempo and everything, it just gets my blood pumping. I'm like, whoo! I love that
My
song.
favorite songs from them are honestly my favorite song from them probably is you're gonna judge me probably is
No,
Teenagers.
that's a great dude, like that's the thing. It's like saying your favorite Metallica song is Master of Pup or Puppet Master, whatever.
Puppet
It's like,
Master. Yeah.
well, yeah, that's a great song. So you really can't be roasted for liking that song.
Honestly though,
That's
that
kind of
song
like
is a fucking I'm getting into Metallica because of fucking Stranger Things and that song. It's a good ass
like
song.
Enter Sandman. If you say Enter Sandman's your favorite Metallica song, I mean, like people might say that was basic, but like my guy, why do you
There's a
think that
reason
is
why
the
it's
most
basic.
popular song by them? Like you're not saying what's your favorite song. You're saying something boring, like oh, or something kind of like a snooty, like oh, I know those obscure songs. You don't.
Yeah,
You're
there's
saying you like the most popular song because it's fucking popular. You hear it all the time because it sounds good.
that reminds me of like the fucking things where like people would be like, "Oh my god, you." I remember specifically it happens with Stranger Things where they're like, "Oh my gosh, you only like Metallica because you heard it in Stranger Things? What the fuck, dude?" And it's like, yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
like I'm like 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 most of the kids are like they're middle schoolers who are just learning about this music genre and music artists that they wouldn't have heard about otherwise because they were before their time. So like y'all gonna really roast them for that? How
I
did you hear about it from your dad or whatever? Like okay, that's just as boring if you want to go that far.
I
It's so stupid.
I honestly hate that shit so much. Where it's like judging people for how they started to like something, you know? Like,
I agree.
does it does it really fucking?
It
I don't.
shouldn't. That's the thing. And
Yeah,
I'm sure, like, I know for a fact I used to be just as like snooty about some stuff. Like, oh
yeah.
my god.
Uh,
But like, I've come around to realize it's stupid. But
it's
I
a
don't want to forget this. But do you know the classic story about MCR and Twilight?
I don't think I. You might be able to refresh
So
my memory, but
MCR did a couple cool songs. They did a good, great song called "Desolation Row." They did for the original Watchmen movie,
mhm.
not the more recent TV show. And that song is really good. You should definitely listen to it. But they were the people behind the Twilight movies or whatever. They were like, hey, MCR, you're the classic, vampire emo aesthetic. You should do a song for us. And they were like, I'm a pass. And right around, they turned around and they went and you know what they did? They went and did a cover song on Yo Gabba Gabba on Nickelodeon.
They did.
Kid you not. Look it up. It's a banger.
Hold up,
Like
hold up.
imagine turning on Twilight. They're like this massive, 'cause at the time it was super popular. They're like, no, I'm going Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo,
God
Gabba
dang,
Gabba.
that doesn't that unlock memories, bro?
It's the first thing I type when I type in MCR Yo. No way.
This is god tier.
I'm gonna have to listen to this when I get off. This is amazing.
That's the kind of stuff I just like about them. Like, it's just hilarious, bro.
This is I don't know. This is like the same surrealness when like fucking Mike when like not Mike, Fallout Boy covered what's this from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah. Or honestly, I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but I really do like the Fall Out Boys cover of Ghostbusters. I know unpopular opinion, but I
You've
like
never
that
seen
song. It
Ghostbusters?
sounds good. No, the most recent one, the one they did the cover for, the 2016 one.
Oh, I was unfortunate enough to have to be forced to do that movie.
Oh no. But
My
did you like the Fall Out Boy cover of the
yeah,
song?
I do.
That's pretty good. Like, yeah, it's not the original song, but it slaps.
It slaps. It's a bop.
Fun song. It's a bop, exactly. Like, I'd listen to that.
And, yeah, my younger sister was like, "Oh my god, girls." So my family bought it when it came on DVD, and then they were like, "Don't you want to watch this with us?" And it was during my edgy
Might as
phase where I
well.
was like, "You know what? I hate things, so I might as well." And you know what?
Might as well watch it. Yeah, I hate everything, including myself. Might as well.
Honestly, so I did, and I hated myself even more. That movie
I
might
don't
be
think
the
that's
reason I
possible
fell
for
into a
me.
deeper depression. Oh
You
my
just like me for real.
on God. Oh, there is something I do want to do too. Hold up, hold up, hold
Yes.
up, hold up. I have this new idea for a segment that we have for the show
Oh
that
no.
we're gonna try to start here. Hold up, where is my dice? I have come up with a brilliant idea because I've been getting back into zoology and paleontology a lot recently.
Oh, I do.
Where?
I do be.
Oh,
I do be vibing with both of those.
exactly.
Paleontology,
'Cause
zoology.
that's what I'm trying to go to school for.
Oh yeah.
But like
Oh really? Which one in particular? Both or?
both. If I had to choose one or the other, it's probably gonna be zoology.
I mean, it is more relevant, but they're
Yeah.
both bops. Yeah, hell yeah.
So what I'm wanting to do
Mhm.
is I have assembled a list of fucked animal facts, like fucked up
Oh,
animal facts that we
no.
have, and
Oh
I have a
no.
dice here with me, and it's gonna help choose what crazy talks we can get from just this weird fucking amalgamation of
Oh
topics.
no.
And, you know, the animal kingdom is pretty fucked up.
It really do be.
Before we get into it, I watched this guy. I think
Mhm.
his name is Casual Geographic. Yeah,
Yeah, sounds familiar. I think I
yeah.
might have seen it.
He
I
ba-
don't think
he
I watched him. I
basically
think I've seen some
he
of his
basically
stuff.
makes like TikToks of like zoology and like the fucked up animals, and he makes it very cool and interesting. And Tier Zoo is another one. I'm pretty sure you've
I
heard
have
of.
seen Tears. Yeah,
Yeah.
you watched. Well, you showed me him. Yeah,
Yeah, his videos are
that
super
was
funny.
hilarious.
They're funny, and they're also like they're they speak into like
Unironically educational.
unironically very educational for like people who love video games.
For real.
So here we go. I have my dice. I'm ready. Let's see what we get. A 2.
Uh oh.
Oh my god.
Two.
Here's the fucked animal fact of the day. Chimpanzees will specifically bite off genitals in combat just to fuck with other people. This is not a
That is
joke. This is
terrifying.
not a drill.
Oh,
This is a real thing. So, chimpanzees are actually kind of fucked animals to begin with.
I know. I honestly, that was a documentary I saw, and it was about how violent chimpanzees are. And ever since then, they've honestly just kind of been one of those animals.
Dude.
Like, yeah, I know. Like, I just don't like them very
They
much.
specifically will fight people, and they will not kill them, and they'll just put them through the most immense amount of. That is how you know you are a smart animal, because you're not even killing them to like kill them. You're just like, being an asshole at that point, you know.
Apparently, they use warfare tactics against other. It's like a tribe of chimpanzees will fight another tribe of chimpanzees or whatever, and they'll do things to like distract them, and then go in and just go slaughter all the young ones, like all the kid.
Dude,
chimpanzees,
like
and,
Star Wars
it's
Episode
just
3 for
horrible.
real.
You're just like, hey, yo, like that's kind of fucked up. Like that's really not cool. Like, and then they'll cannibalize them in front of the other ones and stuff like that. And it's like, Jesus Christ, like
Oh my god.
my guy, is that called for?
But yeah, they will.
Couldn't you have just done this over like a Yu-Gi-Oh match or something?
Oh my god, dude,
on.
it wasn't even that serious. It was just the blue eyes white dragon. I wasn't gonna trade you for your fucking stupid card. Holy
Why
shit,
you
my
eating my
nuts are
son?
gone. My eyeballs are ripped out. My cheeks are literally touching my other cheeks. My ears are just nothing. You've eaten them. Holy shit.
Bro, that is insane.
Yeah, dude, that is insane. So, like, I don't know if you've heard this. Speaking of chimps, did you? I think I've read it before. Chimps, it was some time of like a Homo not Homo sapien, like they're entering like their Stone Age.
Oh, you're talking about what do you call their primate. The
Primates, yeah.
chimpanzees are entering a Stone Age.
I don't know
phase.
why I forgot.
I've
Primate.
heard that. I don't know if I buy that.
because it's been documented that like they've been using like spears, not like sophisticated
Really?
spears like the ones that our ancestors used to use, where they took like a rock and they sharpened it, and then like they threw
Mhm.
it. It was more like they take like a stick and then they like sharpen it with their teeth and then like jab it into trees to get like bugs and little
That's
mammals.
I've seen they I know that they use tools, but like honestly, it's I feel like it's not. I feel like it's kind of an exaggeration on our end to say
It
they're entering a
it
Stone Age, and
might.
it's not to play them down. Not that like, oh, we're so much smarter, but like just using a stick to pick stuff out. I feel like it's kind of using a tool. It's using a tool, but it's not quite the same as like entering a Stone Age. Where like if those chimpanzees started like, this is my favorite rock, I'd
I,
carry it around with me as a hammer. I
I
use it
think
for flint napping.
I think
That would be
entering
different.
a Stone Age. I think when people think of entering a Stone Age, they're thinking of a way more advanced, unironically,
Maybe I
way
am.
more advanced than what it actually probably is. Because
Maybe I am. Maybe that's on my end for like
you know,
misunderstanding what it actually
they
means.
it is tools that they're using technically. They are tools that they're using, you know, but they're very like simplistic tools. This is like the very 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 beginning of like them using tools. Like literally, probably like within the first, I'd say probably 100 years, 100. Yeah, I'd honestly probably be a willing betting man to say that. I just think it's so cool that
It is cool. I will give you that.
the animals are using tools. You know.
You know, apparently otters they have little pouches under their arms,
Oh yeah,
and they will carry around their favorite rocks they use for breaking apart like crustaceans and whatnot to
dude.
eat. And so they'll have like a favorite rock, and they'll teach their young how to use them,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
Otters are vicious little animals. But speaking of
I would love a pet
otters,
otter.
dude, I was watching Casual Geographic, and he was showing off documents from, I think, was it the, I don't remember if it was the Cold War or not, but I think I'm gonna go on record and say the Cold War, where the CIA
Hmm.
was trying to weaponize otters.
Or was it like for mine detection and whatnot? Because I know they've done that
So
with dolphins
so
and
what they
whales.
tried to do. So yeah,
So what they try to do? You're
so
saying?
what they tried to do was like they tried to get like the otters to like go into like little tunnels and retrieve items, and they try to make them chew through metal. I think they actually
What?
they they were successful on one of them.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, it's actually quite crazy. It I have to do more research because I'm actually really fucking interested in it. But I also remember specifically one other thing was like, do not take food from a hungry otter. Fingers have gone missing. And I was
What?
like, what do you mean? What is the context? I need to know more. An otter has chewed off at least one man's finger.
Really? That's insane. I've heard stories like, have you heard about that like whale or whatever? Or those like beluga whales that supposedly were trained by like the Russian government to be like actual like spies, more or less. They'd have like stuff on them to
Yeah.
navigate out, and like that shit's crazy.
I know it's not funny, but I think it's funny when when countries or like governments try to use animals in war. Cuz like
Have
it,
Have you heard about the bats in World War II that the U.S.
I've heard about
government
the
tried to do?
rats in World War II.
No,
What about the
no, not the
bats?
rats, the bats.
What about the bats?
So there, before we had the nuclear bombs, dropped, there was another tactic for just how to. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was for if the nukes didn't work, because we really couldn't just infinitely nuke them. And this is a horrible tactic. I can't remember if it was like before then or after, but it didn't end up being used, thank God. But more or less what it was is we dropped these huge bombs over there, and they would be parachuted in. So they're not falling with high velocity. They're not going to hit terminal velocity. They'd parachute in, and they hit the ground, and they'd open up. And what they'd be is they'd essentially be giant bat houses or bird cages or bird houses, whatever you want to call them. Tons of sleeping bats there, and they'd open up so that all these bats would suddenly be exposed to the sunlight, and they'd be like, God damn, I gotta go hide. And they'd go run over into, at the time, supposedly all the houses were made of like wood and whatnot, and they'd go hide in the houses. And each of the bats would be equipped with an explosive device
Holy shit.
that would incinerate. So essentially, it was a ticking time bomb. All these bats would be strapped down. They'd be little suicide bombing bats that would go hide in the houses and explode and light on fire. Which is just like it's insane. Like what? I don't know.
That
Like
is
that's
insane.
that is like something out of like a comic book. Like it's just not only evil, like, but like also just fucked up and like
Like the
wild
war
sounding.
elephants used in fucking ancient times. Honestly, though, if I never knew what an elephant was and I saw that on the battlefield, I think I also would shit myself and run.
I would be kind of scared.
Honestly, but we are drawing a little bit late. We're actually drawing a little bit good time here, and we're gonna call it here.
Yeah.
So if you guys like this, podcast, which I know you did, leave a like,
Obviously, who wouldn't?
subscribe, and give us a follow on social media. Social media in the description. If you want us to talk about anything, leave it in the comments. And that'll
of course.
be all for us. Bye bye.